Hi guys, it's Chris speaking. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about changing the language that you use when you're referring to your downstairs area. Now, if you are someone who is quite triggered or uncomfortable with your downstairs area and you are female to male or you're transitioning, it doesn't matter if you're female to male of any kind, this may not be the video for you. So just a quick content warning, I am going to be using anatomically correct terms for the downstairs area, and then talking about, language avenues my partner and I have explored to, circumnavigate dysphoria and discomfort. There are about 100 videos that are out there about changing language and how people have sex, and you know what, I could sit here and make 10 videos about how sex has completely changed for me, and the dysphoria and just the whole mental mind fuck that the bottom area can be, and it is for a lot of people. I personally haven't met many trans people, particularly male to female, just because that's who I am, and they're the people that I've talked to, or even non-binary people that have gone on testosterone, who don't have issues with that area in some regard. Now, there are people who has less dysphoria, there are people who have more dysphoria. It's a very, very personal journey. For me, I would probably sit here and tell you that my bottom dysphoria isn't crippling. I would say that although I'm not 100% comfortable with that part of my body, it isn't, it's not at the point where I need to shower in the dark. It's not in the, not to the point where I can't look at myself, and for the most part I just let whatever's happening down there do its thing. I don't sort of try and mess around with what's going on. At the same time, I don't really like packing. Packing seems more uncomfortable to me than just sort of letting whatever is down there do its thing. That being said, I do want to try other avenues of packing than the ones that I've tried, but because of the pandemic, I can't get my Paxies order until it all sort of clears up. And I've also bought a Joey pouch, and I haven't sort of had a play around with that yet. So if that is something that you want to see, then let me know below. Where all this starts, for me personally, please remember this is my personal experience that I'm sharing. I don't speak for other trans people. Is the language that surrounds the bottom area. So if we're being anatomically correct as a female body, what I had was a clitoris. And so what happens on testosterone is it grows, and it starts to grow, and it resembles a mini penis. So at the moment, it's nothing to write home about. It's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, and it just looks like a tiny penis. So if you look at it, it just looks like a really, really small dick. And the easiest way to start circumnavigating some of that dysphoria that comes from your bottom area is to change the language around it. So my partner and I, no longer call it a clitoris. We no longer refer to it as, even something anatomical like a penis. We might call it a T-dick, but normally we just call it the bean. So we talk about it in a way that doesn't put too much pressure on it, if that makes sense, as a body part. Now, the place that I have the most dysphoria about my downstairs is sex, and that is still a hard topic. It is still a hard act to navigate. It is not comfortable. Very rarely will sex happen as just an organic flow on. There is too many mind games that happen when it comes to that. But changing the language has helped at least conversations about it. So for my downstairs, we no longer refer to it as a clit. We no longer refer to it as a vagina. I personally like calling it the man cave because I think that's hilarious. But that's just me, and that term will cause dysphoria for somebody else. So it's about having these conversations. For me personally, adding the word man to anything helps, and that may seem silly, particularly coming up to 30, but it does help, and that is how I get through it. So, the man cave, the mangina. Not a massive fan of that second one, but it is better than the alternative. T-dick. the bean, your peen. Peen is a good one, because it resembles just a tiny one. So it's not big enough for me to be like, hey, look at my penis. But peen is alright. Just start having those conversations with your partners or people that you are potentially sexually active with. If you're comfortable with doing so, your comfort matters. So these conversations that you have matter with other people, because if you're going to be intimate with someone, you want them to respect you for you and your comfort levels, regardless of whether you are using that area or not. There are so many things out in the world that help people who are transitioning, or you know what, it doesn't matter if you're transitioning, that help people be intimate with one another, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation. But those conversations need to happen for, I guess, that connection, particularly for me. If you have any, advice that you want to offer other people in your situation about how you navigate the area of, what's going on downstairs, how do you make it more comfortable for you? If you want to share your story, please do leave a comment below. If you like the content, this one was a bit of a rant and a ramble, so I apologize for that. Also, I decided to shave my hair during COVID, and the growth that's happening is disgusting. So you're going to have to put up with it for a few more weeks, and so will I. I digress. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of it, then click on my face. But that's pretty much it from me, and I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.